Hey guys,
Hey, he's got a green screen.
I can give you like a blue ocean or a mountain scene behind me, HubDoc logo, whatever you want.
Wow.
Right now, live. Can you do it?
I can't. I'm blind.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad we're all able to connect. This is great.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show. I'm excited to talk to you guys. Tell us about the t-shirts behind you.
Oh, I got that comment last time. I don't sell T-shirts, by the way, but in our headquarters here, I'm in South Florida, so in our headquarters, we actually have a floating lattice wall behind me, so it kind of separates our warehouse from, like, let's say, the back kitchen area. And so our T-shirts are for our clients. So when people onboard with us and they do like monthly client work, accounting work and stuff like that, we actually send them a T-shirt. So we'll give them ones like this one that says, my accountant is cooler than yours. And then we have these ones that are internal here that say debit, cash, credit, life, that are more for kind of staff members.
Love it.
Yeah, let's get started. It's 8:30 a.m., bright and early here on the West Coast. Thank you very much for deciding that was the time, Will. It was my fault for proposing that. I am Blake Oliver of the accounting firm HPC. And I'm here with Will Lopez of AdvisorFi on our weekly webcast on Blab. This is our fourth episode. Is that right, Will?
Yeah, fourth one.
Fourth episode. And I'm happy to announce that we actually have a name for it now. So we are App Show HQ, also known as the App Show. And we have a Twitter handle. Will is using our Twitter handle now, App Show HQ. We have a website, appshowhq.com, and we're going to be posting recordings of these sessions as well as transcripts. So whenever we get those done. And we're just doing this every week on Thursdays. And this week, our guest of honor is Jamie McDonald from HubDoc, co-founder of HubDoc. And, I think my firm, we use HubDoc and we think it's really cool. So we hope that those of you joining in will take a look at it. And Jamie's going to talk all about that very soon. But before we get started, Will, why don't you tell everyone how Blab works?
Yeah, absolutely. So once again, thanks for joining us, everyone, for it looks like about 60 or 70 people who are joining us. If you've never used Blab before, I don't blame you. It's basically kind of the latest technology when it comes to kind of this anti-webinar feel. It's kind of meant to be just kind of collaborative in conversation. So you can actually notice there's actually a call-in button now. So hopefully if we have anybody that would be daring enough to click in on the call in, I'll actually let you in and you can actually join us on the conversation. But we actually have, some general questions for Jamie. We're going to be talking HubDoc. Our firm uses HubDoc as well for our clients. And we're basically going to try to discuss, how to deliver insane value to your clients, especially your accounting firm using HubDoc.
We're going to ambush him with feature requests too, probably. So if you have a feature request, now, so there's that button, Open Seat. I don't know where I'm showing up right now in the Hollywood Squares, but for me, it's right down there, Open Seat. So if you want to hang out, and maybe it's up there, or maybe it's over there, or maybe it's that way. If you want to join on in, just go ahead and click Open Seat. You'll be asked to turn on your webcam, your audio, and you can hang out with us and ask Jamie any of the questions you want. He's really looking forward to those surprise questions, I think. Well, do you want to get right to it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I have one kind of introductory statement. As I think about what you guys are doing, I spend my whole day talking to bookkeepers and accountants like you guys. And it's complicated, right? There's so many apps to choose from. It's just hard to know where to go. So I think the type of education that you guys are putting together and the chance to do it in a non-webinar format and just make it fun and easy, I'm excited about it as one of the participants in the ecosystem. So thanks a lot.
Awesome.
Well, the first part of the story is my partner Jamie and I were running our last company, and we didn't like our bookkeeper. It was we were advanced. We outsourced our bookkeeping, but the problem was she sent us this binder with documents that we had to populate, and then we'd send the binder out. The bookkeeping would get done. Our copy of QuickBooks was never up to date because our bookkeeper had the copy, we had the copy, and it always took like 3 weeks to close the month, and that was frustrating. And so when we were leaving our last company, we were thinking about what ideas to work on. And so we decided to work on that problem. Like, let's get rid of the filing cabinet inside the small business. And we know that people will have experienced the pain that we have. And so when you think about the value that we're trying to offer to folks like you guys, is we make this simple promise to accountants and bookkeepers, the idea of never ask your clients for a document again. And the way we deliver on that is through these neat robots, which go out and automatically fetch bank statements, monthly recurring, whatever. And the value of that is, as an accountant or bookkeeper, instead of having to like nag my client for a bank statement or a check image or a monthly recurring bill or some copy of something, when I'm interacting with them, when I'm doing the work, I have immediate access to all of the documents. And my interactions with my clients are just driven about driving value instead of nagging them for a document.
Awesome. So yeah, the big thing for us that is valuable, just one thing about HubDoc that our bookkeepers love is that it goes and fetches the check images every month from pretty much all the bank accounts that we connect. So, here we are in the United States, people are writing lots of paper checks still. It's a big hassle to code those. So it's really nice to have those automatically come into our HubDoc folders.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Like, Jamie, I stumbled onto HubDoc when my firm started, doing its virtual accounting firm. And I mean, just the fetching feature, I mean, you guys do a lot more than just the fetching, but just that core fetching feature is so huge for a lot of our clients because, I don't want to track passwords. I don't want to do anything like that. I don't even want to use LastPass. I just want, HubDoc to fetch everything, and I wanted to fetch all the images and the bank statements, and that's so awesome that you guys have put that together.
Yeah, I kind of look at bank statements as like the gateway drug of paperless document management, right? So if you can just automate that one thing, anyone who's got more than like 4 or 5 clients, we often hear like, oh, it doesn't take that much time to log in and grab all of the bank statements, but I was looking at one client's account today and they have like, I don't know, Wells Fargo, and they have 10 accounts, and like grabbing those 10 statements takes somebody, 10 minutes each month, right? And if you think about that across hundreds of clients, the scale opportunities are important. And so that's kind of the first thing that we get firms like your guys using. And then hopefully we get clients on the platform beginning to upload the kind of full range of the source documents that back up financial transactions. And, then our users kind of start to use more and more of the product functionality.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Now, I think Jan is unmuted now, so I think you should be okay, Jan, to kind of speak.
Yeah, give it a try.
No, I agree. To me, exactly what Jamie just said. I had quite a few clients that they would go fetch, bank statements for me. The images would come over. They would be poor quality, right? My bookkeepers would have a hard time looking at, the documents that they sent over. And HubDoc fetches a nice, clean image, brings it in. And let's face it, our clients don't have just one bank account. They can never make our lives simple. So it's one bank account, one savings account, 4 or 5 credit cards, and then they go out and they open a money market or something somewhere else at a different bank. So, I mean, it may be like Jamie said, they only have, something, 4 or 5 statements that they have to go get, but they have to go to 4 or 5 different locations on the web to get it. And HubDoc just grabs it all instantly and brings it down.
Yeah, and actually that kind of leads me into my question, Jamie, for you. I mean, is that why you kind of found? I mean, was that kind of the spirit behind HubDoc? Is to kind of solve the problems and the pain points that accounting firms are kind of just experiencing with their clients and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of our genesis story, which is interesting, is there's no straight lines in entrepreneurships, especially in software. And we started the business, we were actually trying to solve the problem for consumers, right? It's like, think of it as like a Mint for documents. Like, why aren't all of our bills consolidated in one place? Why can't we pay them with one click? And I still think there's giant value in the service. I still use HubDoc for my personal life like that, but we just came to the conclusion that consumers wouldn't pay. And as we were going through that, we had a small business owner, email us with the subject line, like, I am obsessed with HubDoc, because she'd automated all of our monthly bills and statements, and it was easy to share with her bookkeeper, and it was just working for her. And at that time, we met a guy named Chad Davis, who runs LiveCA in Canada, and they're just one of the best cloud accounting firms out there. And Chad's like, we want to use you for all of our clients. And I was like, what do you do? And so that's kind of how we stumbled on the accountant bookkeeper market, which is, honestly where we spend 100% of our energy on the product side. And it's our job to build solutions for you guys that benefit your clients. And we've just, 2015 was a great year for us in terms of finding that, the tech word is product market fit, where people love what you're doing. They're talking about it on places like this, on BWAM, wherever. It's now the challenge is, how do we build some scaffolding around the business so that it can scale properly and that we can improve our reliability. I mean, everyone who uses us knows that stuff breaks sometimes, right? And so that's the nature of software. It's like somebody said to me yesterday, automation giveth and automation taketh away, right? And I think
I like that.
We're just working on getting more reliable, building more functionality for our customers. And, it's really fun working with a group like accountants and bookkeepers who are just passionate about your product. And, you guys help tell my story, which is we're super, super appreciative of.
So that's really interesting to me. I did not realize that you guys started focusing on the consumer market, and then you sort of realized there was a need in with accountants and bookkeepers or business owners and moved there. That's really interesting to me. But it makes a lot of sense because consumers are very rarely willing to pay for anything in terms of subscriptions for financials, software, right?
Yeah, accountants are barely willing to pay anything for this service.
So one thing that you said actually leads me to a question. Which is, I'm very curious how you connect to these bank accounts and pull this information. And I understand that it's not that the banks or these services are being cooperative. It's often you're logging in sort of on behalf of the user and scraping that information, right? Is that why it breaks when they change their interface?
Yeah, so the technology of it it's exactly right. You might be familiar, Blake, with a company called Yodlee, which provides the bank feeds to Xero, and Intuit actually has a whole team dedicated to building bank feeds as well. And so we're essentially replicating the infrastructure that Yodlee and Intuit have built, but instead of grabbing the feeds, we're grabbing the documents, right? And so the philosophy of our robot is, we're representing you, Blake, or your customer to go to Chase and to log in on your behalf and to get stuff that you want, right? And so when Chase moves a pixel or changes their sign-in flow, that triggers a logging error on our end, and our development team will come in the morning and there'll be, I think we had something like 15,000 robots run last night, 2 or 3% of them fail. Why did they fail? How do we, what changed? And that's just part of the nature of our business and the kind of, bank feed infrastructure that we're building.
Interesting. Yeah, that presents a real challenge as you grow the feeds, right? Because I saw in your latest update, you added like dozens of new feeds.
Yeah. So, the way we're looking at it is we support roughly, call it 500-600 feeds right now. And, to cover the markets we want to cover, say Canada, the US, Australia, New Zealand, and the UK, we think we're going to need to get to 5,000 feeds, right? So if our development team is 5 people now working on feeds, it's probably going to be 50 3 years from now. That's, one of the parts of our business that doesn't scale perfectly, but the notion of building that robot once for Chase and then layering as many users on top of it as possible. We're big believers in the growth of cloud accounting globally. I think, you guys are the early adopters amongst cloud accountants, right? And so the question is as those later adopters come on, are they going to adopt platforms like ours that drive paperless document management? We think yes, because look at the millennial business owner. Do they want to be delivering paper or logging into a bank to get stuff, or do they want to automate it? We're pretty certain that, anyone under 40 who's born in the iPhone generation is going to want what we're selling.
Exactly. No, I mean, I think it's absolutely right on. I mean, I think in about 5-10 years from now, I mean, it's going to be a purely driven, fully automated online digital documents driven industry. I mean, I actually did a speech recently at a local university here to a group of high school students that were entering in a business competition. And they were just kind of like watering at the mouth when I was telling them that just in the past 3-5 years alone, the business revolution with things like HubDoc are just absolutely changing the industry, and that they're in the time where they're early adopters to all these things. And about 5-10 years from now, it's going to be mass adoption at that point for accounting firms like ours and like Blake's and like Jan's, where we use HubDoc to add value and crazy value to our clients, because we're doing something different than the other peers are doing. That is, the other peers are requiring kind of more manual process. And, us virtual firms were saying, hey, listen, we'll bundle in things like, awesome products like HubDoc, and you don't have to worry about sending us statements. We'll take care of all of that for you.
Well, and honestly, can I bring up one point? I think one of the things that the whole paperless environment has hit home for bookkeepers and accountants is that the banks went paperless a long time ago. Let's just face it. So HubDoc isn't really doing anything different. The difference here is that a lot of owners don't keep or don't even log in and get their statements, and I don't see the millennials doing that. What I do see is the bookkeepers and accountants forcing their end of it, saying we need these documents for your auditing purposes, for your backup, for our sanity, honestly, so that we have those reconciliations. And that's where HubDoc is really saving the day, because at the end of the day, the owners and everyone, they don't really look at these statements. Let's just face fact. I mean, I have some who they don't even know where to log in. But HubDoc is allowing the bookkeepers to get this and to say, yes, we are in compliance. We've reconciled your accounts, and we actually have the backup documentation with the copies of the checks, with the copies of the deposits. So they're saving the day for the bookkeepers and ultimately the small business owners who, if they do get audited, have that backup documentation.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I think we should say that it's a lot more than just banks, right? You guys will go and fetch bills for, say, Verizon, or, well, I don't know if actually that's on your list. I'm assuming
it is. Yeah.
So because I know that when I get my notification that my automatic Verizon payment is going through every month, I don't log in and grab my statement, so that I'll have that for an audit when somebody questions my business usage of my cell phone, right? Mm-hmm. So, but I should have it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an interesting question, right? Like, we do more than bank statements. We grab the Salesforce bill, whatever. I mean, I think for anyone who's gone through an audit, having access to all of your source documents easily in one place makes your life way, way better. Yeah. I'm crazy about documentation because I'm anal retentive and a bit nuts that way, but like not everyone is going to be. I think what Jan says that's interesting is this kind of massive change in cloud accounting. What I'm so excited about is think of the value proposition for the small business owner, right? Like, for whatever the number is per month, whether it's 500 or 1,000, you're getting your books done, and you guys are applying technology to deliver solutions. So whether it's Bill.com for payments, or us for document management, or Gusto for payroll, we're stitching together this small business ERP like that. I worked in a big company. I've worked at Microsoft for a while, and Expedia. We had the Bill.com for Expedia is like the invoice is delivered to your invoice. You click on your link, you review it, and you approve it. And that was based on SAP. You can now do that with QuickBooks Online and Xero and Bill.com and HubDoc working together to automate that whole process. It's just like for a business owner who doesn't want to deal with paperwork, I want to deal with revenue and driving my business. It's just such an incredible value that new age cloud bookkeepers and accountants can deliver. Like, say it costs me 15, 20 grand a year. I get a tax routine, books that are in compliant, and I haven't had to think of it. I haven't had to hire a finance person or a bookkeeper.
Yep.
Like, it is the best deal going around. And it's so much better than having like someone come into your office twice a week and run payroll and doing things. And so I'm just excited about the application ecosystem delivering this small business ERP, which I think I'm stealing a term from Rod Drury, but it's an exciting time to be working in this business.
And you basically just described everything that we're trying to be as a firm now is, we don't, our value is, we do taxes, right? It's actually like Stuart said last week on this show, Stuart McLeod from Carbon. He said, that, he values HPC, not because we do his taxes, like that's just something that has to get done, right? He values our firm because of all these tools that we've created. We've created this miniature, ERP, like you said, for him out of off-the-shelf software, basically, for a fraction of the cost. And it's so cool that you recognize that, because I think a lot of people still see it as individual applications, right? But the future is all of these applications talking to each other and working together to make this system. So, HubDoc being the central document storage is a really important feature of that ERP, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, that's our vision. We don't we all go to the Sleaters and the QB Connects of the world, and I'm not the only software company at those events, right? There's 50 software companies trying to deliver value for this vertical right now, and it's our view that there's going to be 4 or 5 that kind of bubble up and build real meaningful businesses around the growth of cloud accounting. And, if you think about what those categories are, I think there's payroll, which will be split based on geography. I think there's payments. I think we think there's a big document management play, and that's what we're trying to deliver to you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I would say, real quickly, Jan, what I would say is, for us at our firm, I mean, HubDoc is part of our technology stack, right? So if you own a virtual accounting firm, or you're trying to get into the virtual accounting firm space or run your bookkeeping practice virtually, I mean, you have basically a stack of apps that you would use. You would use things like Xero. You would have to use things like HubDoc so that you can actually create value for your clients, and end up in that value, you can actually upcharge, whatever your monthly fee is, just because you have this technology stack like HubDoc. So, I'd almost ask you, Jamie, where do you see the future of cloud accounting, in 5 years from now? Where do you see HubDoc kind of becoming the integral part of almost every accounting firm or virtual bookkeeping firm's technology stack?
Yeah, good question. I mean, we always talk internally about our customer journey, and Blake knows what it's like, right? Where I've been talking to Blake for 18 months, and we got him on trying it, his first set of clients, and then it's like, oh, we want this for our whole practice, and that's kind of our goal, and winning that kind of battle with the early adopters. We've been really successful getting smart advocates to use our platform because it drives value for them, right? And I think using it just feels like, more and more we've got banks and big firms coming to us saying, hey, can you help us with this? And we're really focused on this new age cloud accountant market because they can adopt quickly and roll out quickly. Like HPC, I think, set the record for rolling out our product to their entire firm. It took a while to get to yes, but there was a meeting, and 3 weeks later it was done. Like every client in the firm was on the platform, and that's what we're shooting for, right? And I think different firms take different amounts of time to get there, and some clients aren't always appropriate for it. But that's definitely our goal, and our vision is, I don't know, there's 2 million cloud accounting subscribers globally right now. We think that number is going to 30 million over the next 5 to 10 years. And we think all of those people are going to need a document management solution. And, filing cabinets, they're just not going to be that prevalent 10 years from now. And we're hoping to be the alternative for that for small business owners and accountants and bookkeepers. And so that filing cabinet is an interesting metaphor, right? Like imagine if the filing cabinet was automatically populated with the things filed appropriately by date, by vendor, by amount, and it's just there and it's easily searchable. That's the vision we're trying to deliver on.
Well, I like that part you said about the cloud accounting market growing to 30 million, because that's good for you and it's good for us.
It's good for everybody, right?
I think Jan had a question. Jan? Or something?
Well, no, I was so happy to hear you guys talk about the stack technology. And I am so grateful to HubDoc in really understanding and bringing together the interactions and between the software. So for example, Bill.com, the integration there, and then linking that forward, because you were one of the first few to do that. In terms of other software coming along that you can see integrating with HubDoc, what do you see for the future? How do you see that helping out with the document control?
Yeah, I mean, I think the answer to that is there's a term in the software business that the API is the new biz dev, right? And so all the companies that we've integrated with on the accounting platform side, which would be, FreshBooks, Bill.com, Xero, Intuit. On the cloud storage side, it's Google Drive, Dropbox, SmartVault, ShareFile. I can't remember who the other ones are, but we do that because our customers ask us to do it. And so the future for us is we're going to build an open API where people can build our software into their products, right? And we'll just see what they do with them, because I think, there's an argument that our product should be built into the accountant portal of the accounting platforms, right?
I'm with you, Blake.
So we'll build an open API and we'll see what happens.
Well, I would love that. I mean, if with an open API and a HubDoc, there's just I can think of so much potential. Like for instance, 1099s, right? We're doing 1099s right now. That's all we can think about, and but we have to manually take those PDFs or copies or whatever and store them now, right? What if we could just plug in and go grab them for every client from our service that does the 1099s and stick them in their folder? I would love that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And for us,
I would too.
For us, I built software that integrates into Xero. So like, even if you're an accounting firm that's building software to kind of add value to your own accounting firm, with a HubDoc and an open API, I could basically go and fetch documents for my clients, and I can just basically have HubDoc integrate with my app at my accounting firm, and it's specific to me and it adds value to me, but I'm using an awesome tool like HubDoc that's already doing, 98% of the battle. And then I just basically link and build a bridge over. But I think that's an awesome idea.
It's super interesting that I've talked to maybe, I'm going to say 5 firms in the past 6 months who are all starting to think about building their own application suite. And I think on one hand, I'm not bullish that they're going to be able to figure out how to build software. On the other hand, they have the deepest product knowledge and the customer knowledge of what needs to be built, right? Whether it's collaboration or workflow stuff. I'm a believer in that the new age firm has to be a technology integrator, not like a software shop. But that debate will play out over the next 5 years, and we'll see what happens. Maybe
a compromise is building your own sync, say, between applications that don't have them, because that's something that's not that hard to do. You could find a developer on a site like Upwork, and if there's 2 apps with open APIs and you need them to talk and they don't yet, you could do it yourself. That part is not that difficult. Maybe
right. More firms you do have to maintain that sync over time, and that's the hard part.
That's because it breaks. Yeah, we're going to try it. I'll let you know how it goes. Well, it's 9 a.m., which means we have hit our 30-minute mark, and we like to keep these things short. So, and keep everyone coming back for next week. So, Will, you want to close us out?
Well, actually, I want to give Jamie an opportunity to just kind of share anything to everyone that's watching, because we have probably about 80 or 90 people watching. Jamie, do you want to share with the viewers who are watching, HubDoc.com, where to go, kind of the latest and greatest?
Yeah, I guess the easiest thing to say is I'm guessing most of the audience is accountants and bookkeepers. We offer a free account for all accountants and bookkeepers. You just have to go to HubDoc.com, sign up, check the accountant and bookkeeper box, and we'll VIP your account. Try it for your own business, and if it works for you, start adding clients. That's the best way to learn the product and see if it can drive value for you.
I agree
as well. So thanks everyone for joining. Also, Jan, thank you so much for calling in. Awesome
Thanks,
question.
guys. Thanks for having me.
Massive props to Jan.
Absolutely, massive props. And just for everyone who's watching, this is a weekly webcast that Blake and I do called the App Show HQ. You can follow us on Twitter at App Show HQ. You can also follow HubDoc as well. You can sign up and see all their latest announcements and releases. They're at HubDoc. Blake is at HPC CPA. I'm at AdvisorFi. So be sure to subscribe to our weekly podcast here on Blab. That's blab.im/AppShowHQ. Next week, actually, we're actually going to be interviewing Richard Francis, the founder of Spotlight. So he'll be sharing his insights on literally his insight dashboard. So for those who are watching, thank you so much. Jamie, once again, thank you so much for your time. This was awesome.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, take care.
Thanks, Jamie. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye now.